Okay, all right, it's great. I think I can see your screen. It's up. All right.
So in our yesterday class, we stopped at control flow, and so we enter ownership today. But we'll only talk about ownership, and then I will advise you guys should like go through what we, or I'll just drop an assignment so that you guys be active. Um, so the beautiful part of Rust and one of the most hardest concepts of Rust is ownership. And what is ownership is a set of rules that governs how Rust programs manage memory. Remember when our yesterday classes we said that one of the key features of Rust memory say is this ownership functionality that we have in Rust. So all programs have to manage the way they use a computer's memory while running. And we said that Rust is a no garbage collector. And here we're confirming that that the documentation saying that some languages have garbage collections that regularly looks for longer memory as the program runs. But to cut all this story short, ownership is like binding an element to something. Let me use a real world scenario now. You went to the market, you purchased a phone, they gave you the phone, they give you a receipt. Logically, that phone belongs to you. You are the owner of that phone. That is just what ownership is. That's in a layman understanding. There is this other concept in generally computer science about stack and heap, and which Rust utilizes very well. They say both stack and heaps are part of the memory, which is true, and they're always used as runtime. Um, Can I just go straight to the point? Variables. The first example is like S. Let's use S as a human being. S is going to the market and S is buying hello. So this hello belongs to S. You cannot just use hello anyhow without asking for the permission from S. So the variable S refers to a string literal where the value of the string is encoded into a text of our program. Okay. S is not valid. S is not valid here. Okay. So what this second code is saying is that remember in our shadowing when we were talking about shadowing, and I still remember something like this. Let's take this as S equals to hello, and then you're trying to use SC on both. It's a very, very different concept. Um, Yes. And then you're going to say in another scope, in a scope. This scope is just like a JavaScript scope, global scope and local scope. Yes, yes. Can you guys understand what I'm saying? Because it's like the class is not as active as yesterday. So here we have string type. Okay. In Rust we have, I think, owned string. I know, yeah, something like we have come across it once. Just know in Rust that we have multiple type of string. Probably tomorrow I will bring a detailed note about that. But now let's just see this mutated string. This mutated string, just like in JavaScript, you have this concatenation where you're adding two strings together. So in Rust here we have, and to change or alter the state of any variable, you must have the root keyword attached to it. So yeah, we have So can someone tell us why we are having error in line 3? Hmm? Can someone tell us why we are having error?
Okay, I think we haven't declared it as a mutable array. So for it
In line
to,
3.
are you getting me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, I
Okay,
can hear
so I think
you.
it,
So
yeah, it's
I
not
need
mutable.
to S.
Yeah, as we
Wait.
yeah, it's not mutable. S variable.
Okay, I think I've done that. Oh, my fault. Yes. So if you do cargo one, then put comma here. So this has to like concatenate two different strings. Remember, it's not just push taking a JavaScript. You have to put like this push string to this main string here. So we have memory allocation. Okay, yes, this is very good. Okay, I think on my end. Who else is having the issue? Johnson, can talk.
I say, yeah, it's true.
You can talk about the network. Ah, is it that you cannot hear me or because my network is strong? Yeah. So what exactly is the issue? Is it that you can't hear me or you can't see my screen or it's just breaking?
The line was initially breaking, but it's fine now. It's cool.
Okay, okay. So we can continue. We know that the content at compile time. We know the content at compile time. So the text is has quoted directly into the final executable. This is why string literal are fast and efficient. both these properties, both these properties only come from the string literal immutability. Unfortunately, we cannot put a blob in blob in a of memory into the binary for each piece of text. Both sizes are known as the compiler. Okay, what they're trying to say is that Ross like knowing the content at its compiler time. It does by it has to like so it needs to know the exact memory, the content you are putting in so that it just creates that same space in, in order to prevent um memory being wasted. I hope you guys understand. So, okay, the first part done by us stems from this implementation request the memory it needs. Like I said, it's always like knowing its content at compile time so that you can just allocate the exact memory that variable needs at compile time. Then the second difference, okay, we use string. Okay. Let's take different paths. The memory is automatically returned when the variable affected. However, the second part is different. In languages with garbage collectors such as Unity and DC keeps tracks of and things of memory that isn't being used anymore. We don't need to think about that. In most cases, without a DC, it's our responsibility to identify when memory is no longer being used and to call code to explicitly free it, just as we did to request. Doing this correctly has historically been a difficult programming problem. If we forget, we wait tomorrow. If we don't, it is too early. We will have an invalid variable. If we do it twice, it is a ball. So what I'm trying to say is, I told you ownership, a variable is bound to a value. So if that variable is a variable and it is drop it so that it doesn't occupy memory that another variable might be needing or it doesn't waste our memory for us. That is just why we have all these the function called drop because we always have to like drop variables that we're not using in scope. So once it leaves scope, that's why sometimes okay, you'll be saying something S is is valid from this point forward. This scope is now over. S is no longer valid. So once S is no longer valid, S will be dropped. And then it's going to free that memory. That memory that S was holding before will be free. Do you guys understand? Okay. So we have variables and data types. Data, we have variables and data interacting with modes. Multiple variables can interact with the same data in different ways. For us. Let's look at this example. Okay, let x equals to 5, y equals to x. So we probably can guess what it's doing. Bind the value x to y then make a copy of the value in X and bind it to Y. We now have two variables X and Y, and both equal to 5. This is indeed what is happening because initials are simple values with a known fixed size, and the both of them has two values. So this thing here and this thing, they are basically the same. Okay, this looks like assuming that isn't quite what's happening. So let's try this. Let's see. Let's print. Now let's try this. So now looking at these two examples of integers and string, can someone tell us why line 9 is throwing error? Using the concept of the ownership I explained about you getting a phone and the phone belongs to you, so nobody can come and claim the phone. So can someone just like explain? I'm waiting, guys. Someone should explain why we're having the error now. Hello, guys. I'm waiting. Jethro, can you help us? Jethro, no.
Hi Stephanie. Can you hear me from your end? So please, can anyone hear the mentor from their end? I don't know. Let me know that if you can.
No, we cannot. We cannot hear her.
Oh, oh, right. Let me confirm. All right. Okay. So have we been following the class so far? Like based on what is being taught today, like the ownership concept.
My boss just did not understand. Me, I'll not lie for me. I did not understand.
Yeah, I think the audio it's very very poor and probably it's a network issue from our end. Just hold on, just give me a moment. Hold on.
Mr. George, for basics like this, I think we should actually have someone who will actually give us the basics of these things. So this is Rust, and we are supposed to actually know these things. Like basics is very important for every programming language. We are not even understanding these things. That's the truth. You would like to follow up the way it is gradually, and then at some point you not just understand. I don't know, Shao.
Oh, okay, I get you, Jetro. Though I know that majorly what is contributing to the whole thing is that the audio is not so audible at all right from yesterday, and probably where she is, the network is very bad. So that's why I know that it's just cutting seven from my own end. I can't get it clearly. But just a moment. Sorry, Jetra, I will reply to you. You just hang on a moment. All right. So this is what will happen. So far, let me even confirm from what we've like or what you've done from yesterday. Let's remove today out. How far have we gone? So that let me know how to make the arrangement well. So Jetro, you that brought up the concern, let me hear from you.
Mr. George, don't put me in a tight corner. But to be very honest, if we can get it from data types, you know that from that data types, anything before data types, there are stuffs that okay, we can go the installations, we can try read from documentation and then install these things. Those are very easy, but from data types, reach now. Me now I don't even know whether I string at now. But from data types, if we can get it from data types, we'll be very grateful. Data types. I don't know whether I'm speaking Johnson. I beg.
All right, okay. If you're agreeing with Jetro, please just drop a reaction. Let me know. Or it's only Jetro now that is suffering. And another person other than Johnson. Johnson is your friend. Let me hear from someone else. Okay, John, Sandy. All right. Okay, so this is it. Though I know what is really contributing to the whole thing is the network reception is very poor. I think it's basically from the mentor's end because seeing that I can hear you clearly and you guys can hear me very clear is from my end. So would sort it out and let's see if it's not possible. Probably the sub mentor it will be is very it's also very solid in Rust. So let's see how it will be. I will communicate to Rust this week how we're going to try to make up for this week. So next week Sagidion will be coming. So we'll be having Sagidion next week. But I don't want him to start afresh again because of the bootcamp is already coming to an end. So we'll try to see how to sort out for this week, just to try to like take you guys again and wrap up so that you can follow through. Yeah, the mentor she's very solid, like Stephanie, very very solid. But the issue is that network has really been an issue. So I'm just suspecting maybe probably where she is, the reception is very poor. So that's why she can't really flow with the class. I know one thing with teaching is that it's good as you teach, you interact. All right, Emerson, I can see your hands up, or is it a mistake? Okay, you could unmute and
Ye-
speak or if you want to say something.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, sometimes, Sir George, the truth is that like he is very solid and all, but I just think like because we are beginners, I leave that little um let's start small baby steps before it gets very hot, and then we will adjust and just get used to it. I think that was why we understood solidity. It started very slow, and then it got very serious and hot. But then that slow foundation, we had a very solid foundation. So I don't know, Sha. I know it's a big camp and all. So, but then I think you should have that approach because we really understand it more better. I don't know for the rest of the guys on the call and but for me that's how it is.
All right. It's looking like you and Jetro have got to do a meeting because it's exactly same concern that Jetro raised. All right. Okay, makes sense. So okay, I think she's also back. Stephanie, can you hear me from your end? Uh, Hello, Stephanie, can you hear me? You
I can
are
hear you. I
muted.
can hear you.
All right. Though your audio seems to be cutting off at some point, so I think that's part of the reason that most of the students are not really following up. So I don't know whether it's a network issue or it's maybe from maybe the mic you are using. And some of the concerns that they were raising is that they still don't like really get the basics of Rust. So I don't know if you can just maybe we even
Well,
if it's not today, maybe we can look at how to reschedule and try to follow up because
but
if
when
they
I
don't get the
started,
basic going
sorry to interrupt. When I started this class, I asked.
Mm.
They would have just said, "Oh, they were not in the last class. Can I go over it?" But
Yeah.
all of them
Sorry,
just kept
sorry, ma.
quiet, and
Sorry, ma.
I don't read
Sorry, ma.
people's mind. All right. So what is the way forward now?
Okay. So the
Because
way
I
forward is
cannot
that
see them
they don't
ownership.
understand. They don't exactly. So going forward now is more like bombarding them with what they don't even know self. Because they are even saying from data types.
They didn't ask question.
Ah.
It's only this guy Johnson that used to try it.
Johnson
Yes.
is senior dev now.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm teaching now.
I beg you.
All right. So I don't know if you could just so can we still do today to try to give a brush up, or should we just reschedule for tomorrow because it's already almost 9?
Hmm. Okay, let's reschedule. But then by tomorrow, I will
Oh,
drop like a link of the introduction. I'll make a video and send it. So when we come back tomorrow by 7, they will use the first 1 hour to like ask me questions. Then we'll hop to the main course for that day.
main stuff. Wow. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And maybe probably we'll also like check out. Though the audio now is clear. Like currently, the audio is very
Yeah,
clear.
I
But
feel like
at some point, even me,
I'll be using
I'm
my
lost.
phone for
Okay.
the audio. Then I'll be sharing my screen with my
Okay.
system.
Wow, that makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you so much for the sacrifice. Thank you so much. All right. So I'll be expecting the link. Probably you could just share it to me that tomorrow, then I'll share it across to them. And please, guys, please, if that link drops, you guys should also go through it so that you would be in sync with what is being taught, and you could ask questions to make the class really, really very interactive. And for stuff like this too, you don't just keep quiet. You try to also say it out so that the mentor can know better where she can start from or where she can follow up from. So hope we are good, right?
All right.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you so much. I really appreciate on their behalf. I'm seeing reactions. I really appreciate. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. we would meet again. So I would still share that. I would ensure to try to share that link when I get it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. So Jethro, we are good, right? Johnson, Emerson. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's. Okay. All right. No issues, Stephanie. So let's see tomorrow. Um, I can see that the audio issue is sorted out because from what I had just now. So hopefully by tomorrow you should be able to understand and follow it carefully. And you guys should go and read the documentation too. Try to also do research on your own. Sometimes you might not get it clearly. Yes, sometimes. So also try to make research so that before tomorrow class, when you come in the evening, is more of first 1 hour you ask question and so on. And please also reach out to your other colleagues too about the arrangement. I know that people have your own student group, so please reach out to them there and drop the link and inform them that the classes, though we are not supposed to have class tomorrow, but because of this, so the classes will be holding tomorrow 7 p.m. Please let all our effort not waste. I beg you guys. Yeah. So is there any other thing before we end the call? This is already 8:55. Any other thing? Okay. So I would take the silence as no. All right. So thank you very much, guys, and good night, and have a very wonderful night rest. No, you guys, no good night, care. Go and read or rest. Yeah. So no sleep for devs today. You should go and try and read and research. So good night, everyone. And